Welcome back. For the past several weeks, portions of Grand Bahama have been inundated with flies, and concerns have been mounting over possible health implications. Tonight, Sabrina Brown tells us how the Department of Environmental Health is dealing with this health issue.
Chief Health Inspector Bertha McPhee-Duncanson says the Department of Environmental Health has been trying to get to the bottom of the apparent outbreak of flies for the past 3 weeks.
We have visited a number of premises and sites and locations to determine what we believe to be the source where it may have originated.
While she could not disclose the source of the pesky problem, Duncanson notes that it's a result of a waste management issue, which her department is working feverishly to address.
We have endeavored to rectify any unsanitary conditions on any premises that we may have found and located. The other step that the department took was to conduct fogging at certain key areas.
Those key areas include Queens Highway to East Settlers Way. According to the Chief Health Inspector, the unusually warm weather during this time of year is also to blame for the increase in flies.
The metamorphosis process is not encouraged. The completion of their growth is not encouraged in cold weather. And so what we have noticed is because of the warm weather we've been having, we've seen an increase.
Duncanson adds that indiscriminate dumping also causes an infestation of flies.
Whenever you see persons indiscriminately dumping of their waste any other place other than the sanitary landfill, call us, because there are laws on the books in which we can take those persons to court.
She says they will continue to monitor the situation closely.
We've spoken to a number of business places in the area. We have made recommendations, and I'm convinced that those recommendations has been and will be heeded to the extent of the law. And if it doesn't, the department always have recourses in which to deal with them. I am satisfied that measures have been taken so as not to see this at this level anymore.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Sabrina. Well, the year 2013 has ushered in a number of major challenges for one airline company. After experiencing a number of setbacks, including the suspension of its license, regional air officials say they're making a comeback.
Many Grand Bahamians can consider Regional Air the link to Bimini and Abaco, but uncertainty loomed about the future of the company after it was abruptly shut down for a period of 2 weeks. It is understood that an injunction was filed against the former CEO of the company in the Supreme Court on Thursday, and the air carrier is now up and running. Operators, through a press statement, outlined the many challenges Regional Air has encountered in recent time. A voluntary suspension of the aircraft operating certificate occurred on January 5th. According to the release, the voluntary suspension was reportedly submitted by a former executive of the company. The release further notes that as a result of this misleading information, all flights were grounded and the Grand Bahama Airport Authority took possession of their leased facility. 6 days later, on January 11th, the Flight Standards Inspectorate rescinded the suspension of the aircraft operating certificate based on recorded documentation provided, proving the majority shareholder and senior executive of the airline. The Grand Bahama Airport Authority received a copy of the civil aviation letter and reinstated Regional Air's rights to operate from that facility. Now, Regional Air has been in operation now for over a week, and all routes have resumed. Officials say Regional Air will be introducing shortly a new line of services, including flights into Walker's Key and Eleuthera. New operators say they have withstood the challenges and are pleased to be back in business.
Grand Bahama's music industry is about to hit a high note as its island welcomes an accomplished music guru from the United States. The event is set for the Foster B. Pastina Center beginning 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Now, Artistic Director for the Grand Bahama Youth Choir, Kevin Tomlinson, says an internationally acclaimed music director will be featured during a one-day workshop.
We have coming in Monica Kimman. She is from Cincinnati, Ohio. She is one of the senior organizers for the World Choir Games. As you would have heard, the World Choir Games is the competition that the National Youth Choir would have participated in Cincinnati, Ohio last year. Next year, they'll be going off in Europe, which we're going to be as well participating. But I invited her to come to Grand Bahama because I want her to bring that energy, that expertise to come to expose our young people.
Well, Tomlinson is sending out an island-wide appeal to all choirs, praise teams, and music enthusiasts to support the event. This event, he says, could lead to bigger and better things.
It's for singers, persons who are in their church choirs, their school choirs, their praise teams, whatever. They're all welcome. The idea is to really create that type of bond where, who knows, maybe one year the World Choir Games can come to Grand Bahama or throughout the Bahamas, because Grand Bahama alone won't be able to hold it, but throughout the Bahamas where they can actually get that Caribbean experience. So the idea is to build relationships.
And on a sad note, the community of West Grand Bahama will bid farewell to the matriarch of that district on Saturday. 97-year-old Irene Parker Rolle, affectionately called Mama Rini, will be laid to rest following a service at St. Stephen's Anglican Church in 8 Mile Walk at 10 a.m. Mama Rini was a well-known senior citizen who was dedicated to giving back to her community in the simplest way, from visiting the sick and shut-in and baking her famous potato bread for friends and family. The 97-year-old attended the St. Stephen's Anglican Church in 8 Mile Walk from childhood, and she was the oldest member of the parish. She was a long-serving member of the Anglican Churchwomen and the Guiding Star Friendly Society. Now, Parker Rolle spent the majority of her life farming in the Deadman's Reef and Holmes Rock area. She died on January 13th at the Rand Memorial Hospital. TGIF, thank goodness it's Friday. What are you doing tonight?
I'm going to go home and practice my moves.
Oh, good. I enjoyed your segment as well.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to do it for us here in the North, but stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight continues right after this.